Hey guys, welcome back to Minus Breaks. This particular video is all about Pope Francis. He has passed away on Easter Monday, that is April 21, 2025, at the age of 88. According to the Vatican, the cause of death was a cerebral stroke that led to coma and irreversible cardiocirculatory collapse. He had been contending with multiple health issues, including double pneumonia, bronchitis, hypertension, and type 2 diabetes. His final public appearance was on Easter Sunday, where he delivered his traditional blessing from the loggia balcony at St. Peter's Square. Pope Francis was the first Latin American and Jesuit Pope elected in 2013 following the resignation of Pope Benedict XVI. His papacy was marked by a focus on humility, social justice, and inclusivity. He was known for advocating for the poor, addressing environmental issue, and promoting reforms within the Catholic Church. So Pope Francis will be buried at the Basilica of Saint Mary Major rather than the traditional site of Saint Peter Basilica. His body will lie in repose at the Santa Marta residence before being moved to Saint Peter's Basilica for public viewing, and the funeral is expected to take place between Friday and Sunday with global leaders including US President Donald Trump and Argentina President Javier Milei. The conclave to elect a successor is anticipated to begin between May 6 and May 11 with 135 cardinal electors participating. So, what is a term called Pope? As of 2025, 266 popes have been officially recognized in the history of the Roman Catholic Church. So the first Pope, Saint Peter, reigned around 30 to 64 AD, one of the Jesus apostles, and considered the church's first leader. And there have been few anti-popes, that is, people who claim to be a pope in opposition to the true pope, but they aren't counted in the official list. Many things has been. So the Pope is the head of the Roman Catholic Church and is considered the spiritual leader of Catholic worldwide. And next, it's all about the role: leads the church, interrupts Christian teachings, and represents Catholicism globally. And next, the authority. Catholics believe the Pope is guided by the Holy Spirit and is infallible when officially declaring teachings on faith and morals. And next, the current Pope, Pope Francis, since 2013, the first from South America, known for his humble, progressive approach. The Pope also played a diplomatic role, leaders and speaking out on global issues like poverty, war, climate change, and human rights. So, what are the way of selecting the Pope? The selection of Pope is sacred and secretive process known as conclave. So, first comes death or resignation of Pope. That is, when a Pope dies or resigns, like Pope Benedict XVI did in 2013, the seat becomes vacant. This period is called Seta vacant. That is Latin for the seat being vacant. Next, it's all about calling the conclave. All cardinals under the age of 80 are called to Rome. These cardinals, usually around 120, are the only ones allowed to vote. And next, it's all about conclave begins. The cardinals gather in the Sistine Chapel, where they are locked in literally with no contact with the outside world until a new pope is elected. About voting. Voting is done in secret ballots. A cardinal must receive two-thirds of the votes to be elected. They vote up to 4 times a day, 2 in the morning, 2 in the afternoon. And next, it's all about smoke signal. After each round of voting, the ballots are burned. Black smoke. So black smoke means no pope elected, and white smoke means new pope elected. And next, it's all about acceptance. Once a cardinal gets enough votes, he would be asked, do you accept your canonical election as a supreme pontiff? If we say yes, he chose a papal name. As comes a public announcement, the new pope is introduced from the balcony of St. Peter's Basilica with the famous word Habemus Papam, that is, we have a pope. So, what are the qualities they look for in a pope? First comes spiritual strength and fame, someone deeply committed to Catholic teachings and church mission. And next, it's all about leadership skill, must manage the Vatican, guide over 1.3 billion Catholics, and deal with complex global issues. And next, it's all about diplomacy and communication. A pope needs to speak to the world, interact with leaders, and promote peace. And next, it's all about reputation and integrity, no scandals, a clean record, and a respected name among papers. And next, it's all about global outlook. Many now prefers popes who understand issues like poverty, migration, climate change, etc. And last, it's about language skill. Being multilingual helps the pope connect with the global communities. As of April 22, 2025, following the death of Pope Francis, the Catholic Church is preparing for a conclave to elect his successor. The College of Cardinals, composed of 135 electors under the age of 80, will meet in early May to choose the next pope. Many of these cardinals were appointed by Pope Francis, potentially influencing the direction of the church's future leadership. Why Vatican City is so important? First comes the smallest country in the world. Vatican City is the smallest independent state in the world by both area, that is 44 hectares, and population is around 800 people. And next, spiritual center of the Catholic Church. It is spiritual and administrative center for over 1.3 billion Catholic worldwide, home to the Pope, leader of the Roman Catholic Church. And next it's all about independent sovereign state. Gained independence from Italy in 1929 through the Latin Treaty. Has its own governance, laws, postal service, flag, and even currency. And next it's all about historical and cultural significance. Contains some of the world's most iconic religious and artistic landmark: St. Peter Basilica, the Vatican Museum, and it's all about UNESCO World Heritage Site. The entire Vatican City is recognized the World Heritage Site, the only one that is an entire. And most important, no permanent citizen. Citizenship is not by birth, only granted to those who work for the Vatican, like Swiss guards or clergy, and it is revoked when they leave their role. So now you'll be understanding what is Pope and how they are elected and what's the reason behind Pope Francis' death and all these important things. I don't know much about all this religious respect each and every religion, but I don't believe the blind stuff just like that, like a normal people. I know the reality than the cooked up story, but it's all about the people's belief. I won't be questioning all these stuff, but I just thought to tap it down because you need to know about all these things because that is really required. Because normal people like us won't be aware about all this concepts, so I just thought to explain in my channel. So the thought on this video, take care, have a great